This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Tuesday morning. It's raining outside. Wear a coat. It's a little cold right now. Weather report's over. Thank you very much. Before we get started, I gotta say, and I'm gonna, if you don't want I'm gonna say, if you don't like what I'm gonna say, and most of the time people don't, turn off the radio, because I am so pissed today. And I'm not pissed at a politician. Well, I am pissed at politicians every day because they're rotten bastards. Now, don't hold the public servants, and you guys have heard me. A public servant is someone who gets elected that does for their community, and we need public servants because we can't run our cities, our states, our country. We need people. We hire people to do that, and we call them public servants. But ever so often, a sleazy, greasy bastard politician, well, not ever so often in St. Clair County. In St. Clair County, that's all we have. Up at the courthouse, bunch of rotten bastards, but we need to put some public servants in. But anyway, I'll be talking about those rotten bastards momentarily. But, you know, I read in the paper, and I'll segue in and out. Belleville School District 118 ends annual end-of-year parade. And that's not significant to anybody but the students, the faculty, and the parents, and the leaders of Belleville District 118. They're not going to have their year-end parade after a 160-year tradition. It says it's ended. They're going to do something else. But, you know, and again, I'm not a very religious person. I'm more of a spiritual kind of guy. And a crazy kind of guy, too. But everything in this world's changing. Everything in our great country's changing. You know, I'm in my mid-60s. There's a lot of people older than me, a lot of people the same age. Man, we didn't have all this crap when we were coming up in the 50s and 60s. I mean, there was some fights. There were robberies. There were occasional shooting, but it was usually somebody mad at somebody for something that they've done. It wasn't just random killings. It wasn't all this terrorist crap. But, you know, the world has changed, and we're going to have to change with it, but we're going to have to make a positive change. We're going to have to all get together. I talked with a friend of mine in East St. Louis this morning, and, you know, they're starting the New Vision Democrats down in East St. Louis. And I went down there Sunday to see the three good candidates, Mrs. Eastern, Mrs. Perkins, and Harry Hollingsworth. They're running against the Mosley boys. And Mosley's good friend, who has passed, not a bad guy, Willie Big Mac McIntosh. These guys have been in forever. I went down, and I am the Republican candidate for state representative. East St. Louis is my district. I went down to get the exposure to let the people know what I'm going to do. Somebody said, well, the New Vision Democrats down there are uniting with the Republicans. Nothing further from the truth. Bob Eastern, a decent, honorable man. Oliver Hamilton, June Hamilton Dean, Amika Jackson Hicks, the mayor, Rump. All these guys have united. And they've broken away from the culture of corruption. They've broken away from the nasty, no-count, evil Democratic machine in East St. Louis that's controlled by the boys in Belleville, that's controlled by the St. Clair County Democratic Organization. The Democratic Central Committee in St. Clair County controls East St. Louis. East St. Louis doesn't control East St. Louis. Alonzo Greenwood is a sellout to Sprague and Kern. Charlie Powell, a sellout to Sprague and Kern. Alvin Parks, a sellout to Sprague and Kern. And these guys are Democrats, but they're the black sheep of the family. They're the black sheep of the family. Robert Eastern, Oliver Hamilton, all these guys have gotten together, and they've started the New Vision Democratic Party. It's a new vision for East St. Louis. I told Robert Eastern, and I like the man. Never been out drinking with him, never been to his house, never been to mine. But the man said, Bob, I got to get away from this culture of corruption in East St. Louis. It's the same that goes on in St. Clair County. But then Kern sends his boys down and say, oh, Bob Eastern and those New Vision Democrats, they're not really Democrats. And I can't talk for them, but I hope they're not the Democrats that have come out of East St. Louis for the last 20, 30 years. Because those Democrats are rotten son of a bitches. It's the Powells. It's the Parks. It's the Alonzo Greenwood. What have they done? They've had control for the last 15, 20 years down there. What have they done for the proud black community? And I've said it before, I'm a proud white man. I'm not pimping just for the black community. I'm pimping for the American community. We shouldn't be divided, because when you get divided, that's when they conquer us. And that's what they've been doing. They've been playing that divide and conquer for the last 25, 35 years in St. Clair County. And it's down in East St. Louis. Robert Eastern, Oliver Hamilton, Rump, the guys down in East St. Louis told me, hey, Romanik, we're strong Democrats. And they truly are. They're the real Democratic organization, because the Democrats want to take care of their people down there. What has Alonzo Greenwood done to take care of the people? Takes care of his family. He throws his daughter out to run against me. He didn't give somebody else, a proud black person, the opportunity to take that spot. He shoved his daughter down everybody's throat. Is that the kind of Democrats you good people want in East St. Louis? Hell no, it's not. It's not the kind of Democrats that they want in St. Clair County. I give a damn less about party politics. When I'm elected state representative, East St. Louis is part of my district. And I pledge, I'll work with Robert Eastern. I'll work with Oliver Hamilton. I'll work with those good guys to help bring industry, to help develop the riverfront, to help bring jobs. Because you've heard me, everyone in East St. Louis. How East St. Louis goes is how St. Clair County goes. We need to develop that, not just for the proud black community, but for St. Clair County, to help put businesses, help put people on the tax rolls. Yes, I'll get elected as a Republican. Don't give a damn about being a Republican. Don't really give a damn about being acknowledged any political party. I'm going to represent the people that put me in office. But you'll hear Kern and Sprague and all of them, oh, there's a Republican. Well, I would say to you, the good people of St. Clair County, and primarily the good Democrats, not the evil Democrats that are in power, the 1-2%. I would tell all the proud Democrats, would you rather have a guy that's got an R behind his name that's going to help out the community? Or are you going to elect those shills who just do nothing but for Sprague and Kern and Barra Civic? But they got a D behind their name. I don't give a damn if they got an XYZ behind their name. I'm for the people. They're going to help this community out. And I believe the New Vision Democrats in East St. Louis, they saw what was going on. They know that nothing's been done for 20, 25 years. And they struck the first blow. They told Sprague, they told Kern, hey, we don't mind working with everybody in Belleville, but we want to work with you. We don't want to work for you. There's a difference, people, working with somebody and working for somebody. in the proud black community, they've always been working far Sprague, far Kern, far Barra Civic, and not got much in return. You hear me say it all the time. Everybody should have what they've earned and deserved. No more, no less. I'm talking about the whites. I'm talking about the blacks. I'm talking about the Hispanics. You should get no more than you've earned and deserved. The proud black community has earned a lot more than they've gotten. If we would have developed East St. Louis years back, that wouldn't be the problem in this county. Because you know why there's a lot of crime? There's crime because there's no jobs. There's a lot of proud black people, a lot of proud white people that don't have jobs. And it's not right. But I would go out and steal, and I'm a candidate for office. If I tried hard to get a job, like a lot of the proud black community, like a lot of the proud white community, and couldn't get a job because of these political bastards, because they've screwed up everything, they put our cities, our counties, our state in so much debt, I couldn't get a job. I'd steal to feed my family. And it ain't right. But I would steal to feed my family. And that's what starts this criminal activity. I don't think if a guy, black or white, man or woman, was making $40,000, $50,000, had a job, a proud man, proud woman, I don't think they'd be out stealing the car, stealing the hubcaps, maybe robbing a pizza boy. I don't think that would happen. But when people don't have, they have to get to feed their family. And we've created that culture. We've created part of that, not all, but part of that criminal culture because of St. Clair County politicians. They'll come down election day, as you guys know, all below the hill, East St. Louis, Washington Park, Centerville, Allerton, Cahokia, Brooklyn. And they'll throw you a few bucks because that's how they keep you under control. I want to see the East St. Louis riverfront developed. I want to give you all a fishing pole down there so you can fish and feed your families, in essence. I don't want to give you a fish because every day then you have to come back and want another fish. And like they do in Belleville, they'll give you another fish every day to keep you down on the plantation, but they'll make you beg for that fish. In the Roosevelt homes, I begged for fish. I remember my mother begging for food. You proud people all throughout this county, black and white, men, women, Democrats and Republicans. Get away from that crap. I'm a straight Democrat. I'm a straight Republican. Be a straight American. Don't give a damn who. If I'm elected as a Republican. I'm going to fight for the good people of East St. Louis. I'm not going to ask to see your voting card. Are you a Democrat? Oh, if you are, I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm not going to go to Smith and the Freeburg say, hey, if you're a Democrat, I'm not doing anything for you because I was elected on the Republican banner. No, I'm elected by the people, and I'm going to work for the people. And that's what you good people have to understand all throughout this county, this state, this country. That if people get into political offices, they work for you. I said yesterday, I get all these things from the pro-life, the anti-abortion, gun rights, gun control, freedom of everything. There's so many people that want you to give them a commitment to their cause, and then they'll endorse you. I've sent back to every one of them. I'm not going to get one endorsement. You know why? I can't tell any of these groups that I'm going to vote for them, that I'm going to help sponsor legislation. They put on these questionnaires. Will you sponsor this legislation? On every one of them. I said, I will not sponsor anything until I'm elected. And after I'm elected, I will not sponsor or vote for anything until my bosses tell me what to vote for. How novel is that? When a political person will ask his bosses, the people that put him in office, what they want. It's never what they want. It's what the political parties, both Democrat and Republican, there's enough bad to go around. So I say to hell with parties. I say vote the person, not the party. There's good Democrats out there, and I'm a Republican candidate. And there's bad Democrats. There's good Republicans, and there's bad Republicans. A lot of the Democrats will say, I'm a bad Republican. And I understand that. But let's just don't, because there's a D. I've said it before. If I walk up to you and your family's hungry and I offer you $100 and you say, Bob Romanik, you're the Republican state representative, I'm not taking any help from you because you're a Republican. You'd never do that. But that's what the boys in Belleville want everybody. You got to be a Democrat. No, you got to be a parent to your children. And to do that, you got to feed them. You got to have a job. And these bastards don't want to give you a job. Kernan Sprague, after 30 years, and everybody knows it, they want to keep you all on the plantation. And I've had white people. Romanik, boy, you talk more for the blacks and the whites. No, I don't. I never talk black or white. I talk wrong or right. And it's wrong what's going on. I once again say how East St. Louis goes is how St. Clair County goes, is how we all go. We're not black, white, men and women. We're all Americans. Give a damn if I need a ride. My car broke down. Oh, you're a woman? I can't. No, I've got to go with a guy. Oh, you're black? No, I got to go with a white guy. No, you're Republican? No, I'm going to walk out here in the rain until a Democrat picks me up. How asinine is that, people? You think about it. It's complete stupidity. But having said that, I want to salute the New Vision Democratic Party of East St. Louis. These guys have come together. And I believe, I haven't talked to them about it, I'm asking for their support. I want to reach across party lines, people. I don't want to say you're Democrats down there. I'm not going to do anything for you. Robert Eastern's smart enough. Oliver Hamilton, the New Vision Democrats are smart enough. They're going to come over party lines. They're always going to be strong Democrats. They're always going to be strong Democrats because that's what they are. And there's a lot of strong Democrats all throughout St. Clair County. You don't have to lose your political identity. You never have to do that. But sometimes you have to work across the party aisle. You have to work for what's good for your people, your community. Don't let that Democrat scare you or that Republican scare you. It's only a name. You know what should scare you? Putting people in office who won't do for you, who'll forget about you and your family. And that's what the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee has done. That's what Sprague and Kern and Barra Civic have done. And we can change that in November of 2016. We started the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, uniting Democrats, Republican, men, women, black, white, Catholics, Protestants, Jews. We don't care. We're all uniting to get rid of the evil culture of corruption. I believe that's what the New Vision Democratic Party of East St. Louis has done. They've broken away from the evil culture of corruption. Bob Eastern, Oliver Hamilton, June Hamilton Dean, Maramika Jackson. I think they've seen the light. They're proud Democrats, but they're not part of that culture of corruption. They've branched off. They want to fight for their people. They want to work across party lines. They want to force Sprague and Kern and those guys to do what's right, not just for them, but for everybody in St. Clair County. And I salute them for that. And if there's anything I can do as the state representative for the good people of East St. Louis, for Bob Eastern, for Oliver Hamilton, for June Hamilton Dean, for Maramika Jackson Hicks, I'm not going to play politics. I'm not going to go to Freeburg and play politics. I'm going to go to Freeburg to help the people. I'm going to go to Smithton to help the people. Millstadt to help the people. O'Fallon, Lebanon, Shiloh. I'm going to help the people. I'm going to ask, hey, are you black or white? Are you man or a woman? You Democrat, Republican? No, they're my bosses. And that's the way you people should all think about it. And again, I want to salute the New Vision you hear me, Democratic Party of East St. Louis for being smart enough to talk to me and talk to other people. So at the end of the day, they can lead their people off that plantation in East St. Louis, no matter what it takes. And I think that's about to happen. And I think St. Clair County is in for one rude awakening come next election. Saturday, February the 13th, Silver Creek Quail Club Forever Chicken and Beer Dance at the Albers American Legion. $25 per person at the door. $25 in advance, $30 at the door. Music by Cactus Moon. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Dan at 920-0074. St. Wenceslaus Trivia Night coming up on February. What we got here? February the 5th, I guess. You can contact Kathy Steiger at the, here it is, Kathy Steiger at 314-588-0770. The Department of Veteran Affairs, St. Louis Fisher House, their trivia night. That'll be held on Saturday, February the 13th. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Steve Turner, 314-205-0800. Mouse races, February the 20th, coming up at the American Legion Post 485, 200 South 5th Street in Dupont, Illinois. Races start at 7. Tickets are $10 at the door. Contact Victor Heitman, 618-337-3202 for any and all information. This Saturday, February the 6th, State Representative Charlie Myers' Chicken and Beer Dance at the Germantown American Legion. Starts at 8 p.m. till midnight, $25 per person in advance, $30 at the door. They're going to have the music of Backroads Band, and Charlie's going to be our guest Thursday, so we appreciate State Representative Charlie Myers. Always comes in with his transparency. We may take some callers Thursday if people want to talk about the state problems. Charlie be more than happy because he never backs down from a hard question. So, but State Representative Charlie Myers will be here on Thursday, and his Chicken and Beer Dance will be Saturday, February the 6th, 8 p.m. to midnight at the Germantown American Legion. Sweetheart Chicken and Beer Dance. Not sweet cakes now. Sweetheart Chicken and Beer Dance. The Avery Hill Band, February the 13th from 7 to 11 p.m. At our good friends at the Moose Lodge, 2425 North Illinois Street in Swansea. Tickets available to bar, or you can contact Dee Dee Hendricks at 618-394-0966. Benefit for Mooch Harner, Brian Mooch Harner, Chicken and Beer Dance, February the 13th from 6 p.m. to midnight at the Highlands Madison County Fairgrounds in Highlands, Illinois. Music by the Chapman Brothers. And this gentleman here has got cancer, and he's fighting hard. He was a pit man for a race car driver, 25, Frankie Martin, at the Belle Claire Speedway in Belleville and Highland Speedway. So if you guys can help out a cause, what a great guy. You can contact the good people at 618-654-2181. Chicken and Beer Dance, sponsored by the St. Joseph's Parish in the beautiful town of Freeburg, Illinois. This Saturday, February the 6th, from 8 p.m. to midnight at the St. Joseph's Parish Center, 6 North Alton Street in Freeburg, Illinois. $25 per person, $35 per couple. Silent auction. Any questions or concerns, you can call Don Rakers. It's 363-8067. That's 363-8067. Mississippi Valley Duck Hunters, America the Beautiful Chicken and Beer Dance, February the 20th. That's Saturday, February the 20th, to be held at the Quail Club, 8303 Concordia Church Road in Belleville, Illinois. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Jolly at 618-977-2986. St. Stephen's Men's Club, all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast. That's over. What's today? Second? Oh, okay, it's not over. Hell, what am I talking about? It's Sunday. This Sunday, February the 7th, from 8 a.m. to noon at Vote Hall in Caseyville. And it's for always, please, anybody that can help out the great people in Millstadt. They're trying to raise money for the water tower. They have to get some money together so they can sandblast it and do whatever they have to do. So anybody that wants to get involved, wants to help out, wants to contribute, you can go to millstadtwatertower.org. Common spelling, one word, or mail checks payable to Friends of the Old Millstadt Water Tower. Post Office Box 335, Millstadt, Illinois, 62260. And we're going to try to help you guys out there in Millstadt. So anybody else that wants to get involved, please give me a call. We can get you a number to help them out. And Betty Ann Keller, Timmer, thank you very much for all that information. On this date, February the 2nd, 1876, baseball's National League was formed in New York, consisting of 8 teams. On this date, February the 2nd, 1892, the bottle cap with a cork seal was patented by William Painter of Baltimore, Maryland. On this date, February the 2nd, 1900, baseball's American Legion was formed. On this date, February the 2nd, 1913, New York City's Grand Central Terminal opened. On this date, February the 2nd, 1959, Buddy Holly's last performance. And last but not least, February the 2nd, 1964, the G.I. Joe doll for boys made its debut, and Mark Sweetcakes Kern lived happily ever after. That's what happened on this date, February the 2nd, throughout all these years in our world's history. Hey, lines are always open. You guys can call after the break if you'd like. We are America's voice of freedom, definitely the patriot. You can call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. And I got off track. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what asswipe really pissed me off yesterday. And we'll talk about that right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I got a little carried away. What I wanted to segue into, I read the article about Belleville School District 118. They're ending their annual end-of-the-year parade, and how I said that things have really changed in our great country. Now, for you real religious people, you ought to turn it off for a minute, because I am pissed. I am pissed to the core. This pisses me off as much, if not more, than these rotten bastard politicians. This no-count, asswipe, son of a bitch. Last night, there's a possum. And I'm going to tell you, possums aren't that pretty. Of course, I'm not either. Possums aren't that pretty. And they're little sleazy, greasy looking. Not as sleazy as greasy as politicians, of course. I'd have to apologize to the possums. But this poor little possum's waddling. And it wasn't Mrs. Kern waddling, and she waddles too, but this was a cute waddle. Didn't have any hair on the possum's ass like Mrs. Kern. But anyway, we'll talk about that at some other point in time. I pulled out the other on the oncoming traffic because I didn't want him to hit that little possum. And the car slowed down. And I waved at him and thanked him. Then here comes some asswipe, stupid, white, ignorant son of a bitch. And at this point, I wasn't proud to be white. In a gray truck by Memorial Hospital. If you know who you are, I hope you rot in hell. And I don't mean political hell, you stupid son of a bitch. This rotten bastard pulled along, could have went straight. He saw this possum, and this no-count asswipe bastard hit that possum. Now, I don't think it hurt the possum too bad because the possum rolled and I saw it walking up. But this no-good son of a bitch made it a point to try to run over that possum. And it was a brand new, I think, a Chevrolet silver truck. Now, bastard should have been arrested. Now, bastard does that, he's going to try to run over a person. And I swear, maybe you could lose us some votes here. I'm going to lose some votes here because I'm an idiot when it comes to this crap. And I'm a nutty son of a bitch most of the time. But I swear to you, And I'm going to have to say politically or hypothetically, of course, but I don't mean it, but I got to say it. Hypothetically, if I could have caught that guy and it had been a dark street, hypothetically, of course, I'd have ran over the bastard. That's an evil son of a bitch. What the hell's wrong with people? This poor little possum, not hurting anybody. Ugly son of a bitch, I got to say. Boy, those possums are ugly. But so am I. So was this son of a bitch driving. What, we all going to get run over because we're ugly? I wouldn't have been around yesterday. And neither would a lot of my friends and enemies. But people, think about it. This poor little possum waddling across the street, not running like a squirrel. I probably could have gotten a wreck, but we weren't going too fast. So I would have taken having my car hit. I promise you I would, to save that little animal. But then this rotten, ignorant, ass-wipe, good-for-nothing son, mama should have flushed you down the toilet. That's what they do with pieces of crap. They don't let them drive trucks. They flush pieces of crap down the toilet. But it just pissed me off. And I'm not a real religious guy. But I'll be damned, I'm not going to kill something just to kill it. And this no good son of a bitch was probably an affluent white guy, had a brand new truck. And he's going to go out of, I can't even explain it, that he's going to go out of his way to hit this poor little possum like he really did something. I got something you can do, you no good son of a bitch. He saw the clown car. I was driving the clown car. And I wouldn't even have been so pissed if he would have came my way because he didn't like me. I would have understood that. But not a poor little possum. And that's just significant of our society today, people. You know, it's like nobody gives a damn. We've been beat down so hard, nobody gives a damn. And that's the way it is. But you don't have to be violent along the way. You don't have to be violent. But this guy he sped up his truck. He sped up his truck and hit that little possum. I think he just nicked it because it rolled over and then it got up and started waddling again. But I promise you, hypothetically, of course, I'd have took a gun and blew that bastard's head off. Hypothetically, of course. Because an evil bastard like that, if they're going to do something that asinine, what happens when there's a person involved? Maybe he gets mad and gets road rage. But I got to tell you what, you ass-white bastard. I know you saw me. And I don't give a damn who you are, what you are. I don't give a damn. You vote for me, don't vote for me. I wouldn't vote for you to be a human being, you no good son of a bitch. And I got no skin in the game. I got no possums that are relatives to me, I don't think. And if I did, they'd disown me, I'm sure. But it just pisses me off, people. And it's got to piss you off. It just, for the life of me. Got Mayor Carl Officer just walked in, and we're going to talk to him about possums. But we're going to take a break here momentarily. But I want to salute Mayor Graham for the great town of O'Fallon, Illinois. They've got a new sports complex coming up. And Mayor Graham and the good people of O'Fallon, they do it the right way. They're trying to get businesses in town. They're not like Kern and Sprague trying to take our people from Mid-America Airport down to Florida, out to Vegas. Mayor Graham is trying to bring people in to help with the economic base, to help the businesses get business, to help the tax base in O'Fallon, Illinois. And it is. You drive through O'Fallon, a great community, and there could be a lot of great communities. You got to have great leaders. We don't have great leaders in St. Clair County. We don't have great leaders in Belleville. We don't have great leaders in East St. Louis. But I think down in East St. Louis, again, with the New Vision Democratic Party of East St. Louis, I think you're gonna get some great leaders, and I think they're going to work with us in the county. And I think everybody, black, white, men, women, Democrat, Republicans, I think they're all going to be happy at the end of this year and the start of 2017. But again, I want to salute Mayor Graham and the good people of O'Fallon, because Mayor Graham, he's helping to bring business to O'Fallon. He's helping its tax base. That's what a true leader does. Positive things for their community, not just things for their political people. They've got this sports complex, a sports park, and I don't know a whole lot about it. And O'Fallon's got to put a little bit of money up. You always have to have skin in the game. So the taxpayers, it's going to cost a little bit. But for Mayor Graham and the people of O'Fallon, it's a good investment because they're going to make a lot. I'll always invest a little bit if I can make a lot. And that's what Mayor Graham has done in O'Fallon. I wish other political leaders would take a page out of Mayor Graham and O'Fallon's playbook, because it appears to me that O'Fallon is very, very progressive. They have progressive professional leadership, and that's what you get, progress. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and we're going to mix it up with Mayor Carl Officer, co-chair of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. As always, I'm going to thank everybody for all the emails. We can only read a few, but I won't read Mark's last name. But he talks about the assistant airport director, Richard Burke, spends his days hunting pigeons out of Mid-America Airport and making sure the few people that employees that leave their jobs on the side of the road to make sure they come to a complete stop. So I guess he's security too. He says, I'm sure the St. Clair County taxpayers are not aware that they're paying for a bird poacher and a sign stop monitor. Tax dollars well spent. Ha, ha, ha. Mark, thank you very much. And I didn't even know we had, what do you got, an assistant director? I guarantee he probably made. Richard, we're going to find out about him. And Anonymous. How come Eckert gives interviews to the Belleville News Democrat on video and won't come on the air with you? Because he's Maximus Vaginus, and he's Maximus Vaginus. And he says he doesn't know why Kern won't change it to Y. That's sweet cakes. I think it's to keep people from seeing the cage that his little member is in. What's a member of what? What the hell's he a member? Well, or playing with it, playing with the members? Well, people play with members of their groups. He's such a J.O. jolly old guy, I guess. I don't know. And here she says, and I can't read that, but something to the fact that he's a chronic masturbator. I guess Sweet Cakes Kern, I guess he is a fisherman. I didn't know that. And he's became a masturbator. So I would assume that means that he baits his hooks in a masterful way. So Sweet Cakes Kern, everybody thinks you're a masturbator. And again, I salute you for taking up fishery, because I think it's a good hobby. Mayor Carl Officer, I know you're a religious guy and you don't want to get segued into this, but how the hell you doing?
Good morning, Bob. I'm still trying to absorb the possum stories, but let me just share it with you. You remind me of Marlon Perkins. You're probably the Marlon Perkins of radio.
That's an ugly sumbitch. I know Marlon Perkins.
Marlon Perkins was one of the most caring people for animals. Remember when he was director of the St. Louis Zoo?
I sure do.
Yeah, that's the Marlon Perkins I'm talking about. I don't know. The one you're talking about is Leo, somebody in Washington Park. But
that's the pimp down in Washington Park. That's right. No, I don't remind you of him. Go ahead.
No, not at all. But I do have a question. I'm listening to you this morning. I'm on my way up to Belleville, and is it just me, or do you white guys just have an inordinate amount of chicken and beer dances. I must have heard you repeat at least 11 chicken and beer. Do you guys drink anything other than beer and anything other than chicken?
I don't drink beer, but I eat a lot of chicken. Hey, to be honest with you, since we're going to go on the racial side, honestly, I don't know why these guys in the outer county, they've got pig farms, hog farms.
Yeah.
A snoot fry. I love snoots, and the best place to get a snoot is not a commercial, is Big Mama's. But you get out of the East St. Louis area, snoot, they think it's like eating crap.
I'm going to tell you something. You can get a great snoot in Greenville, Illinois. I went down to the prison. This is years ago. I went down to the prison to speak, and before I went in, when I came out, I wanted to have lunch rather, and nice older white guy's got a barbecue stand there, a couple hundred yards from the prison, and he had a sign to the snoots, and I fell out laughing. I went in there and talked to him. He learned how to do them in East St. Louis, and I got a friend of mine in Millstead that cooks snoots at his restaurant, but
well, he was an entrepreneur because, seriously, there's a lot of blacks, but they're up in prison, as there is a lot of whites. So I think the guy said, hey, when the blacks...
They couldn't get any snoots in prison.
I couldn't either.
Yeah, they wouldn't let them have any snoots in prison. But, let me tell you something. We're going to have the Freedom Coalition. I've made an executive decision this summer.
All right.
We're going to have some really great snoots, and we might even have some beer.
Yeah.
We might have some
snoots and beer.
But I did want to just ask that question because I think I committed to going to a dance or a fundraiser for our friends out in Freeburg that they're going to have, I think, on the 13th for the young man who is the pit guy on the 13th. That's Saturday
Mr.
night.
and Mrs. Dombacher, they think a lot of you, Carl.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just think they're just fantastic people. And I talked to my significant other, and she said she'd be more than happy to go out there with me on the night before Valentine's Day. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
I'm going out Sunday to to a chicken dinner at the St. Joseph's, and then from there I got to go to Charlie Myers'
and I got to tease you on one more. St. Stanislaus. You got to be on their payroll because they have an announcement every other day.
And if I can help people out, but don't say that because it took me a year. Yeah. St. Wenceslaus, not St. Stanislaus.
Okay.
Wenceslaus. Let's get it right.
I'm going to go to that parish one day. I just got to go to that parish.
It is a nice parish in South County. But Mayor, if you heard me talk earlier about the New Vision Democrats,
I did.
I had somebody say, because a few of us, and I know that you had other obligations, you couldn't make it to meet the candidates.
They had to take my brother to the hospital.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, I didn't want to bring up personal, your problem situation, but we went down there, not as Republicans, we went down there to meet the people. And then somebody started, they're with the Republicans, these guys have changed Republicans. These are hard-nosed Democrats, Eastern and those guys, but they're tired of living on the plantation, so that's why they started the New Vision Democratic Club of East St. Louis.
They're true Democrats, and they are Democrats to the tune of what the initial Democratic Party under Franklin Roosevelt, under John Kennedy, what their kind of vision and what they have done. And I want to salute Oliver and Robert and June Hamilton Dean and the other leaders there. They looked beyond the circumstances and understood that their people, the people that they were elected to represent, were being abused and misused by the culture of corruption, and they had the courage to walk away from the plantation masters and say, hey, we're not going to take this anymore. And I just think that they're just doing a tremendous job. I think if people give them the time, you're going to see a major change. I heard what you talked about O'Fallon. I'm looking forward. You got to go out to O'Fallon with me. My good friend Gary Graham. I love donuts, and Tim Hortons is moving to O'Fallon. This will be the first one in Illinois, and so we got to go there in March.
See, there you go.
Bringing all these new
bringing these businesses, and that's what a leader does.
And I think that the East St. Louis leadership, if they can, and this is one of the things the coalition is going to be doing. We're going to be putting men like Gary and leaders in East St. Louis and other communities together so that we can share resources to be able to. He's got contacts that some of these other mayors don't have.
Right.
And what we can be able to do is put more businesses throughout Belleville, throughout Millstadt, throughout East St. Louis, throughout Caseyville, throughout Cahokia. And I think that's the way you have to go. You can't rely on just you having all the sense. There's a lot of people, and I just think that the Freedom Coalition, I'm so excited about where we're going right now. But I want to commend the New Vision Democrats. I'm happy to see what they're doing in Allerton, what they're doing in Cahokia. It's a new day.
You know, you and Roger, and I came right on board with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Mm-hmm. Then the Democrats out in Cahokia got tired of the culture of corruption.
Yeah.
They started their own division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Robert Eastern and those guys, they're not part of our coalition, but they saw the light, and everybody's starting to form their own groups to get rid of this culture of corruption. And I think together, Democrats, Republicans, black, white, men and women, we can all come together come 16 in November and destroy.
Green Party people have come in.
Oh, that's right. We've got Green Party people have come in.
I was amazed because I didn't know anybody in the Green Party really until a couple of months ago, and they reached out to us. So I'm very pleased. We're having a good cross-section of independents, Democrats, and Republicans, and it is making a tremendous difference. And I believe that we together, the people of St. Clair County, will make a major impact on this culture of corruption this November.
You don't think that the good people of East St. Louis are going to be okey-doke like, oh, they're not really true Democrats, but would you care as a proud black man if I give you $1,000 if I had an R behind my name or a D, or you just want somebody that's going to help you and your family and your community prosper?
I think the really caring, understanding, passionate people in East St. Louis, Caseyville and Washington Park and others, they want good government. They don't care what the label is. What they want to see is people who are going to keep their word, going to be honest, and going to represent them and not sell them out for a few dollars one way or the other. And that's the notice of the kind of folks that I'm talking to on a regular basis. You're always going to have a few sellouts.
Well, sure.
But I think the reality is that people, whether you live in Belleville or whether you live in East St. Louis or you live in Caseyville or Allerton, you want good government. You want the streets to work. You want the police to come out.
Right.
You want good police officers because you can't have a great city without public safety and protection. And they want to see their tax dollars. You know, I'm understanding that there's some major concerns coming up on what's going on with taxes. And, you know, Ed has talked to me extensively on this broadcast with how he will help. You can't find a better person in St. Clair County to help you out. We're talking about taxes. And I just think that right now, I heard you talk about the schools here in the Belleville area. Right now, Charlie Meyer, he's going to come in here on Thursday. I can't wait to listen to him because he has his hand on the pulse of what's going on in Springfield. I listen to people say, Ronner did this or Ronner did. Ronner, he hadn't been there a year yet.
Yeah.
And Madigan is the guy that's been there for 30 years.
Yeah, that's 15 to 30 years.
30 years.
Of bad mismanagement.
And you want to talk about, even Blagojevich couldn't put the state in this bad of a shape by himself.
Mayor Carl Officer, very well said. Mayor Carl Officer, co-chair of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're going to hear a lot more from the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition in the very, very near future. Mayor, thanks for stopping by. We're out of time. We got to go. We'll see you good people tomorrow. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We'll continue day in and day out, people. This is the only place you can get the underbelly of politics, the only place you can get the real story, the rest of the real story. And we'll continue, as always, to unite. We'll explain what's going on. We'll let you decide for yourself. And then after you do, we will all come together, unite, expose these rotten bastard political, parasitical politician, punk bastard, son of a bitchin', greasy, no count, gutless bastards, of course, and we'll destroy them. Destroy them politically, of course. I get tired of saying that crap and don't want to go to jail for a threat. So politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to